Foster. Row 2 is going to be Josiah Burleson and Isaiah Burleson. So 906, Josiah, he's the younger of those two brothers, and I was informed by Josiah that there may be some fisticuffs in a gravel trap today if those two really get into it. Row... He's licking his wounds in the paddock today. So we have a live view of the bikes out on the grid. This is excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. So there is our 1L Zach Foster there, and you see Isaiah Burleson there in the yellow leathers. Yep, there's Eddie Sarmiento on the orange bike. And then, yeah, there we go, 521. Mike Thurber ripping huge wheelies on the Hooligan earlier. Right in front of you, Nick Isunza right there on the 2. Trying to get up the inside, but it looks like John Gullotta has made an awesome start. John Gullotta around the outside of everyone in through turn 1. So he leads from Michael Klessel coming out of turn 1, down the hill into turn 2. And we've got some bikes going 2 and 3 wide down the hill. Looks like JT Rivera got pushed super wide. From Zach Foster. Running in 4th is Isaiah Burleson, followed by his little brother Josiah Burleson. And someone is wide. Looks like one of the Burlesons is wide through 9 there. Yeah, that was Isaiah Burleson wide through 9 and 10. We've got JT Rivera there on the yellow R6 behind him. And looks like Walter French might be behind JT. So coming into turn 12, it looks like we've got passing for 3rd and 4th. So it looks like we've got Burleson on Burleson Violence. We've got Isaiah in front of Josiah in front of Isaiah now, with JT Rivera behind the two of them. Might be Walter French following him after that. So that battle is going to be interesting to continue to watch. It looks like John Gullotta is going with Michael Klessel up front, so there's now a gap. No, I'm sorry. John Gullotta is now bouncing off of Zach Foster for 2 and 3. Michael Klessel, as you would expect, is trying to check out front. And we have the Burleson brothers still bouncing off each other. Looks like someone's trying to go wide and square it up. Looks like Isaiah's trying to square up Josiah coming out of the carousel, maybe make a move into 19, which is exactly the move that was supposed to happen the other way, threatened. And it looks like, yes, Isaiah got underneath Josiah into 19. So those are the blue bikes I saw. So we are following our 2nd place battle now, which is Zach Foster in front of John Gullotta. And then we've got Isaiah and Josiah Burleson following them. JT Rivera, looks like Eddie Sarmiento went way wide into turn 1 there. He's got to clean that up. So our running order all the way down to 9th is Klessel, Foster, Gullotta, Burleson, Rivera. I don't know if that's on purpose, if they chose sort of associate numbers, because I will say, so the Burlesons right now, so Isaiah Burleson is 919, Josiah Burleson is 906, and then Corey Burleson, their father, is 909.
Oh, okay.
And they do that because they all swap bikes. So depending on who's using what bike, they only ever have to change one digit, some position on the number plate, and then they can play musical bikes because they've got a whole stable of stuff. Yeah. So it's clever. If you got friends you're sharing bikes with, pick similar numbers. All right. So we're following the race for third into turn 12 once the camera checks over. But we're watching the novices go in here. So I'm seeing Michael Klessel is definitely out front. And then we've got Zach Foster looks like he's gotten away from John Gulata a little bit. But Isaiah Burleson and Josiah Burleson have stopped the fist fighting for just a moment, trying to close in on John Gulata. If they can get past him, they're probably going to say, let's tow each other past John Gulata. And then we'll get back to the headbutting each other through all these turns. JT Rivera doing well on that bike. I actually confirmed with him. He is, in fact, 2 years older than that bike. He was born in 2006, and the bike is a 2008. He bought that bike from a gentleman named Aiden Sneed, who was the same age as the motorcycle, which is funny, which is how performant these bikes have been for so long.
Yeah.
All right, so we're now seeing another move by Isaiah on Josiah into 19, but it looks like Josiah just Josiah let off the brake lever and just rolled right around his brother still. So Isaiah trying to make an inside pass there and doesn't get the position. So again, it's a Josiah Burleson leading out of 20. Well done. And
top three are spread out a little further here as well.
Yeah, it looks like Zach Foster is definitely checking out, and Mike Lessel's gone, we've got Josiah Burleson is deep into turn one, who lets Isaiah back underneath him. So it's going to be Isaiah, the older brother, in front of Josiah Burleson out of turn one through turn two. JT Rivera is getting an awesome view watching these two go after each other. And I bet JT Rivera's thinking, if these two brothers keep bouncing off of each other, then we're going to have a pretty good shot for JT to just sort of slide right on through.
Pick up some crumbs.
Foster's running a comfortable second place. And looking over my shoulder is John Gulata from Isaiah Burleson, Josiah Burleson, and Joseph Resta in front of JT Rivera. And so we've got a battle here for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. That pack is actually quite tight. It's a little bit deceptive looking through the cameras, but they're on top of each other. Especially because it looks like John Gulata is acting a little bit like the cork in the bottle here. Everyone behind him actually ran a little bit faster that lap, especially Josiah Burleson ran about 3 or 4 tenths faster than John Gulata. So yeah, John Gulata acting like the cork in this bottle. Everyone's going to pile up behind him. So if Isaiah Burleson doesn't make this move into 19, and that was clean. Okay, so it looks like Isaiah Burleson is trying to just bolt past John and Josiah and just have third place sewn up and not have to deal with this. But he's wide over the green, and John Gulata is now running right next to Isaiah Burleson and just passes him on the power with no issues. can just bolt and be gone from this battle. I'm also curious to see whose bike makes more power. Oh, we've got a massive dive bomb of Josiah trying coming up under everyone into 11. Gets John Galata, but doesn't get his brother Isaiah, but makes up a bunch of track position. So now we've got a drag race between the two brothers into turn 12 here. Looking back into here, we have a massive dive bomb from John Galata, comes back underneath both of the Burleson brothers and makes it stick. So John Galata is back in third place, and we've got Isaiah Burleson up underneath John Galata with the Josiah Burleson up underneath. Man, I'm sorry, it's difficult with the brothers to try and remember both the names. So it looks like we've got what? Josiah is in front of John Galata with Isaiah behind the pair of them. Yeah, so it is Josiah and then John Galata and then Isaiah. Then we've got JT Rivera. Looks like he's gotten back in front of Joseph Restos. So this is going to be our final lap, ladies and gentlemen. So whatever happens here into turn 19 and 20 is going to be permanent, at least as far as this race's results are concerned. So we've got him coming into 19. No movement there into 19, but they've caught a lapper. Is that going to screw everyone up here into 20? We've got a slow bike. And survey says we have Josiah Burleson gets it. So Josiah Burleson, after collecting that lapper and scrambling back and forth into 20, is Josiah Burleson in third, John Galata in fourth, and fifth is Isaiah Burleson. So once again, the younger brother has triumphed over the older brother. Now, if we cut to turn one, have they jumped off their bikes? Are they starting to punch each other yet? Yeah, this is I'm waiting for some props. Are we getting handshakes? No, everyone's just sort of rolling through. All right, well, that was an awesome battle. And again, there's so many syllables between their names. I'm trying to keep up with who's who.
Doing a good job.